It's Green Country's most exciting radio show, Free Association.
This happens to be Cold War Kids with Santa Ana Wins right here on Free Association. I'm Mark Lane, and I guess I was the one mumbling along with the words, so you would rather have me stop that. If I'm going to have anything to do with music, I should play the music, and I recognize that. But for now, let's go ahead and get to Joke Time. As you know, Joke Time is a segment where I guess I mail it in, if you want to refer to it like that. It's where I take a break and, I'll go with the gimmick jokes or whatever. But these jokes today are provided by Jerry Battenfield, a student in one of my classes. We had to create our own religion, and the religion that she chose was she created redneckism. That's the name of the religion. And what I have done, I have carefully gone through the laws and the practices of redneckism, and I have boiled them down to the most concise, fundamental practices that I think are worth sharing right here on Free Association. So here we go. First law of redneckism: keep your vehicles in barely running condition. Number 2, abide by the words of Jeff Foxworthy, Larry the Cable Guy, and the Redneck Comedians. 3, divorce the individual and never the family of the individual. Oh, it's true. I did. I went up to the blonde and the... I went up to the blonde's wedding, and I went with the one, he's divorced from Mrs. S there. Same thing. The family of Mrs. S still liked the one, but, Mrs. S, not so much. Number 4 here. Follow NASCAR as long as you can throughout the year. Throw your glass of tea, a soda can, or even food at the TV screen when your favorite driver gets wrecked out of the race. Do not be afraid to break laws concerning hunting and fishing, for this may be your only way of gathering food for your family at times. Drive poorly running automobiles, but have the most up-to-date computer system or gaming console. Oh my gosh, my family's rednecks. And finally, hug, kiss, love your family every day. Always live like there's no tomorrow. Love with all your heart, and always, always smile like you did something wrong. It makes people think that you're always up to something. Well, let's hope you're smiling like you're up to something, because at 5:30 we're going to go ahead and give away these tickets to Cage the Elephant at Kane's Ballroom on Saturday, May the 8th. So that'll be coming up at 5:30, folks, right here on Free Association. You don't want to miss it. And you don't want to miss this either. 07 with Swing. So why don't you take a swing and a hit to the request line at 343-7913 and give me a request. Okay, so that was the Pixies with Where Is My Mind right here on Free Association. Before that we had 07 with Swing. Before that we had Cold War Kids with Santa Ana Wins right here on Free Association. And this is Mark Lane. And did you know that the yoga business has ballooned into a $5.7 billion with a B, $billion a year industry? Did you know that? Well, think about it. At $25 a class, to get in with the, with students with the designer mats and, the fancy clothes and the toenail on your mat and all kinds of stuff, you can see how it gets to be a nearly $6 billion a year industry. However, those people at Yoga to the People, they run on a donation. They run off of donations. What am I talking about? An article, Yoga to the People, out of American Way. I saw this on my last trip to Sin City back in December. It's an article out of one of those airline magazines. But Greg Gamuccio, the founder of Yoga to the People, says that it's not just the fact that it's cheap, and you get to leave a donation if you want to, that people come to it. He says, quote, that's definitely an element, but it's also because there's a sense of community. We get a lot of students, artists, actors, dancers, those with creative juices who don't really have the money to pay. That's so true. And we do. We all have to look for a way to to find a free meal. We have to look for a way to find a free ride, and we have to look for a way to find free yoga, and we have to find a way to have free fun as well. Well, coming up at 5:30, my friends, we are going to give away 2 tickets to see Cage the Elephant at Kane's Ballroom this Saturday, May the 8th, right here on 91.3 FM. That'll be coming up at 5:30. But coming up after the break, we'll have Radio Steve giving you the weather. I guess, I don't know what, it's going to rain. You know, we'll see if Mother Nature's going to pull a Joan Crawford or not. Then we have Apples in Stereo with No One in the World. And then, if anybody in the world wants to call the request line at 918-343-7913 and alter the playlist, I ain't got a problem with that. This is Free Association. Band of Horses with Laredo right here on Free Association on 91.3 FM, Real College Radio. This is Mark Lane, and I'll be with you for another 20 minutes here on the RSU Radio airways. And I was sitting here reading The Art of War while I was in the booth, because this was a book that I was going to read if some of my plans for the summer came through. And, you know, because I thought no, listen to this. In war, it is essential to make the enemy think one thing while you deliver a strike from another direction. It is essential to keep the enemy off balance, even by feigning assistance to him. Make him think you are befriending him while you plan his demise. The world is a competitive place, my friends. And so, I mean, that sutra right there is applicable to romance. It is applicable to jobs. It is applicable to sport. It could be applicable in whatever you want. And I don't know, I'm finding interest in Eastern philosophy and so forth lately. I know you think, he's a college student, that's what they do. Well, that's true. I mean, look at how the Buddhists and the Taoists eliminate suffering. They eliminate suffering by detachment, because if you're not attached, then you can't suffer. There's suffering because you're attached, because you care, because you love. And so, you know, you got to figure out a way to get out of, to get out of some of those attachments. All right, we have a request here, the Avett Brothers with Kick Drum Heart, right here on Free Association. The request line remains open at 343-7913. And after this request, we'll have Gogol Bordello with Pala Tute right here on 91.3.